Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Ram.
Yeah. So yesterday we discussed about servers, right? So what is server? Types of servers, server architecture, right? Client server model, and first phase of implementation, second phase of implementation, third phase of implementation, and currently we are using Docker infrastructure, right? With cloud environments. Fine. So we gone through all this. Right? So today we are going to discuss about networking. What is network? Types of networks. What are the different zones, regions, failovers, right? So we'll try to understand. Fine. So anyone newly joined today? So today is the fifth session, right? So today is the fifth session. So last week three demos happened. So yesterday server basics. Today networking basics. Fine. Yeah. What is networking? Anyone? What is networking? Anyone having idea? Networking. Yeah. So a computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. Simply you can say networking is a communication between devices or servers, right? Yeah. See here, this is a LAN network, right? So this is a LAN network. We can connect our LAN network to share resources, to share data, to share applications, right? So normally we use the LAN cable to connect all the devices here, okay? Through cable RJ45 cable. So what is RJ45? So how can we identify the RJ45? So we'll try to understand now. So these are all very basic things, right? So these are all very basics. These concepts are very basic concepts. Currently, we are not using. So if you understand these basics, you can easily understand cloud infrastructure, cloud terminology. Fine. Yeah. Now, what are the characteristics of computer network? Share resources from one computer to another, and create file and store them in one computer. Access those files from other computers called other computers like client computers, right? Connected over the network. So create files and store them in one computer, which is a central computer, which is we can say server. That computer we can access through networking, right? Yeah. So connect a printer, scanner, fax machine to computer, one computer within the network, and let other computers of the network use the machines available over the network. So normally, so this printer, scanner, fax machine. So these we can connect as a network device. Okay. For example, there is a school. There is a school. In the school, 5 floors are there. 5 floors, right? So each floor we cannot configure printer, right? Each floor we cannot configure printer. That is why what we will do, we can configure as a network printer in third floor or second floor. From any floor we can print the documents, we can send the request, right? Yeah, so due to this what will happen, costing will be reduced. So this hardware cost will be reduced, right? Yeah. So hardware devices are required to set up a computer network. So what are the devices required here? Okay, first one is network cables, distributors, routers, internal network cards, external network cards. These are the devices we required to set up computer network. First one, network cables. See here, network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is category 5 cable, RJ45 cable. We can say category 5 or RJ45 cable. So this is very popular cable. So most of the networks we are using RJ45, right? Yeah, see here. This is the cable. So when we buy a router, along with the router, we get one cable which is RJ45 cable. So here we can identify using color coding. So here the cable color coding is available here. See here. So different colors are there. So here this is the clamp. We can connect the clamp to insert into our laptop or desktop or server. Okay. Yeah. Distributors. See, computer can be connected to another one via serial port. But if we need to connect many computers to produce a network, this serial connection will not work. This is mainly for loop back adapter. So one switch to other switch, if you want to connect, we can connect like this. Loop back adapter, we can say. Okay. So next one is router. A router is a type of device which acts as the central point among computers and other devices that are a part of the network. It is required with holes called ports. Computers and other devices are connected to a router using network cables. Nowadays, the routers comes in wireless mode, using which computers can be connected without any physical cables, right? So currently, every company, so every project in they're using Wi-Fi routers only. So in real-time projects, so while going to cafeteria, breakout area, we can use laptop, right? So because everywhere, yeah, so through Wi-Fi routers we get internet, right? So in our organization, when we move to some breakout area, right? So when we move to cafeteria, we carry laptop because internet available, right? Yeah. So currently we are using Wi-Fi routers. We are not using the LAN. LAN is available, but still people are using Wi-Fi, right? So network card. See here, network card is a necessary component of the computer without which a computer cannot connect over a network. It is also known as the network adapter or network interface card. IC. Most branded computers have network card pre-installed. Network cards are two types: internal and external network cards. So internal cards. So motherboard has a slot for internal network card where it is to be installed. Internal network cards are two types, which the first type peripheral component interconnect PCI card. Second one is ISA, industry standard architecture. So normally these are the two types of internal network cards we can use. So this is a PCI card. Earlier, like while using desktops, we used to use PCI cards. So in the desktop motherboard, there is a slot. In that slot, we used to insert on PCI card. We used to install drivers. Once we install the driver, yeah, so this network card, yeah, will be activated, right? This is the PCI card, PCI internal network card. So next one, external network cards. External network cards are two types: wireless and USB, right? Yeah, see here, this is the wireless. This black one is wireless. This black one is wireless, right? So we can connect this black card, which is wireless card, to the internal network card, and we can access this. Next one, USB cards. So currently people are using USB cards also, right? Universal serial bus. What are the important types of computer networks? So these are important now. Okay. So four types of networks available. First one is PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. Personal area network, local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network. So four networks are available, right? So what is PAN? PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a computer, mobile or digital, personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these personal devices for connecting to a digital network and the internet. See here. So this is the PAN connectivity, PAN network. So normally while using laptop or desktop, we can connect. So here via Bluetooth headset, Bluetooth mic, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse, even Bluetooth printer, Bluetooth yeah, mobile. So we can connect whatever you require. So once you enable Bluetooth, we can connect any devices here, right? This is personal network. So what are the characteristics of PAN? See here, it is mostly personal device network equipped within a limited area. So normally, for example, if I enable Yeah, Bluetooth. So if I use keyboard or mouse, Bluetooth keyboard or mouse, there will be distance limitations, right? So it will not work if you move to other floor, other places, it will not work. So maximum 10 meters or 15 meters range. Okay. Yeah. So allows you to handle the interconnection of IT devices that the surrounding of a single user. PAN includes mobile devices, tablet, laptop, etc. So advantage of PAN. See, here, PAN networks are relatively secure and safe. So no one can hack this because the distance is very less, right? It offers only short range solution up to 10 meters, maximum 10 meters. So currently we are getting latest devices which we can use 15 meters also, 15 to 20 meters. Strictly restricted to smaller area and disadvantage of PAN. So distance limits. So this is only the disadvantage. So within the room, within the floor, we can use the PAN devices. If you move to other room, other floor, it will not work. Fine. Next one, LAN, local area network. So LAN stands for local area network. It is a group of network devices that allow communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest areas such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on. See here, this is the LAN. So normally we can use the LAN connectivity to connect our desktops, servers, or laptops. So what are the characteristics of LAN? It is a private network. It is completely private network. LAN operates at a relatively higher speed compared to other WAN systems. So compared to other systems, LAN is higher speed. How can we say LAN is higher speed? So normally when we bought any router, so along with the router we get one cable, right? We get one cable. So if you connect that cable, the speed will be increased. Normally, while booking Tatkal tickets, you connect the cable, right? Router cables. So Wi-Fi also faster, right? But when you connect cable, it will be increased because that is physical connectivity, LAN connectivity, right? Yeah. Next one, advantage of LAN. See here. So computer resources like hard disks, DVD RAM, printers can be shared local networks. So this significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases. So normally, so printers, scanners, these devices we can configure as a network devices. So for example, if you take hospital, for example, in hospital of four floors are there, right? So every floor they don't configure printers, scanners, right? They configure at second floor or third floor. So that device we can configure as a network device so that we can print documents from anywhere, any floor, right? Yeah. So due to this, what will happen? Costing will be reduced. Okay. So data of all network users can be stored on a single hard disk of the server computer. It will be easy to manage data at one place, which makes data more secure, right? So normally, so we store the data. For example, so school student data or hospital data, patient data, they can store in one central server computer. So they can access from anywhere, from reception, from OP, from yeah, so from anywhere they can access, right? So when we store the data in one place, definitely security will be higher. Okay. Disadvantage of LAN. So unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repository. The LAN admin is not capable, definitely. So hackers will enter into the network, right? So LAN administrators. Currently, LAN admins, yeah. Currently, LAN admins are not available. So as a cloud engineer, as a DevOps engineer, we are managing, right? So earlier, LAN admins, network admins, yeah, people are. We used to call it as a network admin, LAN admin, but currently there is no LAN admin, there is no network admin, there is no server admin also, right? So cloud engineer, DevOps engineer will maintain this all these things, network, LAN, servers, right? Next one, what is MAN? It's a metropolitan area network. So it covers the largest area than LAN, such as small towns, cities, etc. MAN connects two or more computers that reside within the same or completely different cities. See here, MAN connectivity. So within the city or different cities, we can establish the connection. So normally when Geo network launches, Geo network, right? The Geo team they cut the road, they configure the cables, right? Within the city and different cities, we can establish the connectivity by using MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. So what are the characteristics of MAN? It mostly cover towns and cities in a 50 kilometers range, maximum 50 kilometers range. Mostly used medium is optical fiber cables to connect this network. Advantages of MAN. What are the advantages? It offers fast communication using high speed carriers like fiber optic cables. It provides excellent support for an extensive size network and a greater access to WANs. A MAN network mostly includes some areas of city or an entire city, right? So normally this MAN connectivity. So within the city, entire city, so easily they configure network team they configure. So disadvantages of MAN. Yeah, so you need more cables to establish MAN connection from one place to another because this is a 50 kilometers range, right? Maximum. A MAN network is it is thought to make system secure from hackers. So why it is very difficult to handle? So because the distance limitations. So distance, more distance. Okay, these are the things. Next one is WAN connectivity. WAN. What is WAN? WAN stands for wide area network. It covers a large area than LAN or as well as MAN, such as country and continent, etc. MAN is expensive and should or might not be owned by one organization. So this is yeah wider network is country to country, continent to continent. So this is satellite communication. That is why one organization they cannot manage, right? So this is a bit costlier. That is why group of organizations they together they get this connectivity, right? See here, it's the combination of LAN, MAN, and a WAN. What are the characteristics of WAN? See here, any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. So advantage of WAN. So WAN helps you to cover a large geographical area. Therefore, business offices situated at longer distance can easily communicate. So WAN connections work using radio transmitters and receivers built into client devices. Normally, we use radio transmitters here. See here, disadvantage of WAN. So the initial setup cost of investment is very higher. So initially, when you want to establish the connectivity, bit costlier. Okay, it is difficult to maintain the WAN systems, WAN network. You need you need skilled technicians and network administrators to configure this WAN connectivity. There are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies to configure the WAN connectivity. Right. So this is the combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN. Country to country, continent to continent, we can configure WAN connectivity.
What is LAN?
LAN is a local area network within the organization, within the floor. LAN, right? You are asking.
Yeah, LAN.
LAN we discussed, right? So this is a LAN connectivity. So after PAN we discussed about LAN, right?
In the diagram you showed.
The LAN connectivity. So normally within the organization, within the schools, hospitals, we can configure as LAN. So through RJ45 cables. So this is also LAN here. You can say this is also LAN. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Yeah. Any questions up to here? Different types of network. This is theoretical part actually. From tomorrow, we'll start working on. We'll start cloud infrastructure. Okay. Slowly, we'll enter into cloud. So tomorrow we don't do any practical sessions. Tomorrow, so what is cloud infrastructure? How can we create a AWS account? And we can walk through the console. What are the things available, right? So this terminology is very important today. What we are discussing, whatever we're discussing, like LAN basics, network basics, server basics. This terminology is very important. So if you understand this terminology, once we start working on cloud infrastructure, you can easily understand the terminology. Yeah, right. Next one, what is an IP address? IP address అంటే ఏంటండి? Anyone having idea? What is IP address? What is IP? It is a unique address for every device, right? So to identify the device, to communicate from one device to other device, we required IP address. Okay. Yeah. So definition here is IP stands for Internet Protocol. IP stands for Internet Protocol. An IP address is a unique address that identify a device on the internet or a local network. Local network. So which is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network, right? So normally, for example, if you want to get your IP, just go to command prompt and you can type here ipconfig, ipconfig. Here, so this is my IP address. So here IPv4. What is IPv4? IP version 4. So currently we are using IP version 4. So maybe going forward we use IPv6, which is the latest one. So currently we are not using. So this is the IPv6. Fine. Yeah. So IPv4 is 32-bit address. 32-bit address. IPv4 is 32-bit address. What is 32-bit? So for example, yeah, see here. So IPv4 is a 32-bit address. We are discussing, right? We're discussing 32-bit address. See here. So every IP will have how many characters will be there here? How many characters in IP? Yeah, see here. For example, this is IP, one of the IP. So this is 8 bits, 8 bit. This is a 8-bit address. This is 8 bit. This is 8 bit. This is 8 bit. So 8 into 4, 32, right? 32 bit address. See here? Yeah. This is 8 characters. This is 8 characters. This is 8 characters. This is 8 characters. So here we have 32 bit address. So here we have 32 bit, right? But IPv6, 128 bit address, 128 bit address, right? So currently IPv4 is 32 bit, IPv6 is 128. So this is the latest one, advanced one. See here. So this is the advanced one. Fine. Yeah. Next one, types of IP addresses. Types of IP addresses. What are the types available? First one is, yeah, see here, there are various classifications of IP addresses and each category further contains some types. First one is private IP address. Second one is public IP. So what is private IP? So normally every system, every desktop or laptop or server, how many IPs are there? How many IPs will be there? Anyone?
One idea.
One IP, right? Which is network IP. But when we, yeah, when we log in into cloud infrastructure, when we use cloud infrastructure, two IPs will be there. In cloud servers, in cloud, two IPs will be there. Every server, right? So one is private IP. First one is private IP. Second one is public IP. So what is private IP? What is public IP? Private IP is a static IP. Private IP is a static IP. This private IP, it never change. This is the permanent IP. Private IP is a static IP. It will not be changed, right? So public IP is a, yeah, I'll show you that. See here. So in public IP, we have two types of IPs again, dynamic IP and static IP. See here. In public IP, we have two types of IPs are there, dynamic IP and static IP. So what is dynamic IP? What is static IP? Anyone?
Static IP is a unique one.
Unique one. Yes.
Dynamic will change.
Dynamic IP is the IP. It dynamically change every time when you restart your server, restart your system, right? So why it will change? Yeah, what will happen in backend? I will discuss while working on cloud. Okay. So backend there will be a, so black backend there will be a DHCP server in data center. So the DHCP server automatically it will take back the old IP, it will give new IP when you restart your server. That we will discuss. That we will go deep dive while working on cloud infrastructure. Okay. So next one, what is subnet? Subnet and ఏంటి? What is subnet, anyone? Subnet. Yeah. Subnet is a sub network, small network instead of a large network. So why we require subnet? Why we require subnet? For example, so this is our network. Excuse me. Yeah. So this is our network, right? So inside of this network, we have development servers, PS servers, testing servers. We have 300 servers, and the production servers we have 300 servers, 400 servers. So total 1,000 servers are there. 1,000 servers are there. Yeah. So these all servers are available in same network, right? But here development servers are having development applications, dev applications. So here QA servers having testing apps, applications. So production servers are having some databases. Yeah. So if you have three types of servers, if you have databases, so normally what will happen within the network, what will happen? So these development servers can communicate QA servers. QA servers can communicate production servers. So dev servers can communicate prod servers, right? So here prod servers will communicate dev and QA servers. So when we have same network range, normally the range 10.0.0.0 slash 16 or 24 or 20, whatever you can give. Okay, what is 16, what is 24, what is 20? We'll see that now. Yeah. So here what will happen? Database servers require some security. So normally, so development servers can communicate QA servers can communicate database servers. They can communicate each other, right? Because all the servers are in same network. For example, we are in this room, right? We can easily communicate, but one person is in other room. We cannot communicate, right? So within the network, we can easily communicate. But here, database servers are having used data sets. Normally, database servers we should not allow inbound traffic. If you allow inbound traffic to the database servers, there may be chances to leak the data. That is why, so we need to restrict the network. We need to restrict the traffic to the database servers. That is why what we will do, we create sub networks, small networks. Instead of the large network, we can create small networks to restrict the traffic, to control the traffic, right? So when you create sub networks like this, what will happen? So that network ID, network range will be changed, right? So here 10.0.0.0 slash 16 is the network range. But when you create subnet, what will happen here? So within the same network, it will logically divide, right? So here 10.0.0 slash 24 10.0.2.0 slash 24 10.0.3.0 slash 24. So like this we can divide logically, right? So once you divide this, what will happen? We can restrict the traffic. Okay, so here subnetting is very important. We can divide logically, right? Yeah. Now, so what is this slash 24 slash 16 slash 20? What is this? We'll try to understand now. Let us go to browser. Subnet ranges. See here. Excuse. So these are all ranges, subnet ranges. See here, slash 32 slash 31 slash 30 slash 29 slash 28 27 like this. So what is this range? How can we identify the ranges? How can we identify the devices in the ranges? Yeah. See here, slash 24 means we can accommodate 256 IP addresses. Okay. Slash 32 means we can accommodate one IP, two IPs, four IPs like this. Okay. Yeah. So if you give slash 24, we can accommodate 256 IP addresses. If you give slash 16, you can accommodate 65,536 IP addresses. So 65,536 servers we can connect, devices we can connect in the same network, right? Yeah. So here, these are the actual IPs. These are the usable IPs. These are the actual IPs. These are the usable. For example, if you give 24 slash 24, so actual IP is 256, usable 254. But other two IPs, what happened here? Broadcast addresses. Broadcast addresses. The two IPs we can use for broadcasting, right? So what is broadcasting? We'll discuss while working on cloud. Okay. Yeah. So these are all ranges available. These are all ranges, different ranges. right? Yeah. See here. So these are all subnetworks, small networks. So when we create subnetworks here, 200.200.10.48/29, 28/25. So like this, we can divide different groups, okay, to control the traffic, to secure the devices, to secure the applications, right? Yeah. Next one is yeah. What is switch? Switch and intent. Anyone having an idea? What is switch? A switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together, right? So multiple data cables are plugged into a switch to enable communication between different network devices, right? So this is the traditional switch. So we used to use in physical data centers. Currently, we are not using this. We are using data centers. So backend, there are latest switches like FC switches, fiber channel switches, FC, fiber channel switches, latest switches. This is older one. Next one is what is gateway? What is gateway? Anyone? See here. So this is the gateway. This is one network. This is another network. Normally within the network you can communicate easily, right? So this is one network. This IP range is 10.0.0.0/8. This range is 10 20.0.0.0/8. So entire network is changed. Network IP is changed. Network ID is changed, right? So if you want to communicate from one network to other network, we require gateways. So if you want to establish the communication between two different networks, we require one gateway, right? Next one, firewall. What is firewall? Firewall is a network security device, we can say. So firewalls are network security systems that prevent so unauthorized access to a network. It can be a hardware or software unit that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic within the network. So normally by creating firewall rules, we can allow deny the traffic, right? So unauthorized access can be blocked, right? So yeah, good traffic will be allowed, bad traffic will be blocked. So by creating firewall rules, we can configure the firewall systems, okay, security systems. So here, so this is the good traffic. So normally, if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect from your laptop? If you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? Anyone? Through
Using a token.
VPN?
VPN, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to connect VPN, what we require?
Token.
Yeah, we have some restriction, kind of.
Right. So
Yeah.
what we first of all we require internet connectivity, right?
Mhm.
So through internet we can connect VPN. So internet is the most vulnerable network, very dangerous network, right? So that is why every organization, every project team, they are using firewalls to filter the bad traffic, to control the bad traffic, right? So this good traffic will allowed by firewalls, right? But if any bad traffic is coming, that will be blocked, right? By creating firewall rules, we can allow deny the traffic here. We can configure the firewalls. Okay. Next one, what is replication? What is failover? What is load balancer? Replication. What is replication? Anyone having idea? What is replication? Replication. Replicate. Yeah. Replication is
Copying
nothing.
data.
Yeah. Duplication. We can say duplication, right? So replication is nothing but duplication, right? Yeah. So replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and databases object from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency and integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. See here. So this is the primary region, primary data center, secondary region, secondary data center. So normally from primary to secondary, we can enable the replication, right? We can enable the replication. So whatever data is available on the primary, that will be replicated to secondary region. See here three files are there. Three files are replicated to secondary region. So user is accessing primary region. User is working using primary region data. So primary region is down. What will happen? So automatically, so the data will be accessible from secondary region, which is nothing but failover. We can say failover. So if the primary region is down, automatically second region will take care of the resources, right? So when we enable the replication, so replication is nothing but duplication. Failover is nothing but it will automatically enable the second region. What is load balancer? What is load balancer? Yeah. So to balance the load, like for example, we configured four servers in a network, right? So yeah, people are accessing. In that four servers, we host some some application. We are trying to access application, right? So in case one server is down, application will not be down anywhere, right? So two servers are down, nothing will be happen because we host applications on four servers, right? So four servers we configure as a group. Group is nothing but we can say cluster. We configure as a cluster. So within the cluster, if any one server is down, nothing will be happen. For example, so we are five members working with one project. Okay. So within the in five members, two members went on leave. So three members are handling the ship, right? So in three members, one more guy is sick. Only two guys are there. They're handling, right? So here, the load, whatever load is there on five members, that will be shared to the two members. So normally, for example, everyone getting 25 requests per day to 125 requests, but currently two members are handling 125 requests, right? So that data will be shared to available devices, right? So application will not be down anywhere. Okay. Yeah. So that is nothing but load balancer. So while working on AWS services, we'll go deep dive about load balancer. Practically, we'll see that. Practically, we can configure load balancer. How can we share the load? How can we manage the load? That we can see practically, right? Any questions up to here? Anyone? Anyone having any questions up to here? Next one. So why Linux? Why the project teams are always using Linux servers backend? Okay. So normally server side always we use Linux. Desktop and laptop side we use Windows. Why Linux is very popular, right? See here. It is a free and open source, very high secured and distributions. So many distributions available, fast performance, right? So very faster. So no viruses, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs, right? Yeah. So compared to Windows, no viruses in compared to Windows, Linux is very secured and no viruses in Linux, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes in Linux, no costly repairs also. So that is why. So every project team they are choosing Linux operating system, right? So we have Linux sessions also, right? We have basic sessions, Linux sessions. Once we start working on, once we start AWS, once we complete few services, after that we'll work on Linux sessions, Linux infrastructure. How can we create Linux server? What are the commands available? What is the architecture is available? User management. How can we start stop services? We'll discuss. Fine. So these are the things. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll start AWS, right? So tomorrow we don't go directly onto AWS and we don't create any resources. Tomorrow, how to create AWS account we discuss first. After that, we log in into the AWS account. We walk through the console. What are the services available? So as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, what we have to do? What are the day-to-day activities? What are the roles available? Right? How can we handle the issues, tickets, requests? So I give you overview tomorrow. Okay. So day after tomorrow, we'll start working on first service, which is EC2. Okay. Yeah. So this is a fifth session, right? Today is fifth session, right? Yeah. So anyone not still people who are not added into the group, you can add today itself. Okay. Because from tomorrow onwards, you cannot access the meeting link because meeting link will be changed completely from tomorrow. Right. So if you are interested, you can make the fee by today EOD and share the screenshot so that I'll add into WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow onwards, link will be completely changed. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow we are entering into cloud. Tomorrow we are entering into cloud. So tomorrow onwards, yeah, you require laptop. You require laptop. You need to use the laptop to create account to check the AWS console and how can we check the resources, right? So day after tomorrow we'll start working on cloud infrastructure, right? So tomorrow cloud overview, cloud basics overview, right? Yeah, so you can add into WhatsApp group, so if you are interested, right? So tomorrow onwards, we need to we need to go into we need to start the cloud infrastructure. Cloud is first we can start with AWS cloud, right? So yeah, once we complete a few services, after that we'll start working on linux 3 to 4 sessions only. So after that, again resume to AWS. Once complete the AWS, then we'll jump into DevOps tools, right? So once complete the DevOps tools like Git, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. So once complete all these tools, we'll come back to Google Cloud and Azure. So multi-cloud, right? Our course is multi. So once complete the Google Cloud, Azure. So after that, we have general sessions like ticketing tools, roles, responsibilities, right? And Python basics also. So after that, we'll work on projects, right? So one by one, we'll go. Fine. So we can wind up here. So if anyone newly joined today, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat? CIDR, someone asking what is CIDR? It is a IP ranges, CIDR block ranges. Okay. So while working on cloud, we'll go deep dive. Don't worry. While working on cloud infrastructure, what is CIDR? How can we calculate CIDR ranges? How can we calculate that IP addresses? That I'll show you practically. So any questions, anyone so far? Anyone having any questions? It's fine. So we can wind up here.